Hey guys, this is a quick guide on how to solo tame a Quetzal in ARK Survival Evolved. So everything you're going to need is going to be in the bottom right hand corner. So jump off whatever you're using to fly with your crossbow that has the grappling hook on it equipped, and then use your left click to reel back in so you're not hanging too far down, and then switch over to your spyglass and whistle to attack this target, which is just the period key, which is going to make your bird, your pterodon, whatever you're using to fly, get towards it. And then once you get close enough, whistle passive, which is just the semicolon key. However, you're going to need to figure out how close you need to be to actually hit the shots, because as you can see here, it looks like I'm close enough, but I'm really not. And it even looked like I hit it right there, but you didn't get a hit marker because the drop-off of the crossbow bolts is just so great that you're not going to hit it unless you get really, really close to it. But you need to be very careful when you're trying to get close to it and make sure that whatever you're using to fly doesn't actually attack it, because then you run the risk of it getting too damaged, especially depending on the melee damage of the flying dinosaur you're using, and you might wind up eventually killing the Quetz that you're trying to tame. So you can see here, I'm not actually using the spyglass to whistle attack this target or whistle passive, because it's close enough that just using the crossbow crosshairs is sufficient. And that was a completely lucky shot right there. And just going to speed through this. So if you're ever looking at it and whistle attack this target doesn't work, you're just going to need to switch over to your spyglass to whistle. And then most of the time, like 90% of the time, you're fine whistling just with the crossbow crosshairs. But occasionally, like with this one, you lose sight of the Quetz in the trees. And I'm trying to whistle here. You can see it, but because the trees are in the way, it's not actually whistling. So if you pull out the spyglass, you should be good to go. Once the name shows up, you can just whistle attack this target again. Your bird will chase it down. Switch back over to your other crossbow that has the tranq darts in it. And now we lost it again. Fantastic. I can't see it. I know it's just over there around the corner. I'm going to have to pull out the spyglass to try to find it. And in this case, it's better to just spam the period key, so you can actually get it, because the bird going up and down will make you miss. And switch back over. And didn't know where it was. So now I'm trying to whistle it, attack this target again. But see, this is too far, even though it's clearly within sight. So just switch back to the spyglass, hit the period key. Good to go. And this whole time, your second crossbow is actually still has the grappling hook attached to the bird. So you can just leave that there, because you do have two different crossbows, and the grappling hook will stay attached to the bird you're using the entire time. Now this was an instance I just cut to where I lost the Quetzal in the trees entirely, and even with the spyglass, I couldn't find it. Like, it was just nowhere to be seen. I knew it was probably, 50 meters away, but just through the trees, I couldn't actually see it. So what I wound up having to do was I had to use left click to reel back up, hit ride, get back on the bird, and see, it's right over here, but I couldn't get it with the spyglass through the trees. So what we're going to have to do is re-grapple to it. So since the last weapon we had equipped was the crossbow with the grappling hook, you're good to go. As soon as you hop off, you don't have to wait for the crossbow animation to finish. As you saw right there, you can just left click and re-grapple back to your bird, and then switch back to your other crossbow that has the tranq arrows. Except here, whistling didn't work, so I actually had to switch back to the spyglass to be able to retarget it and whistle there. And there you go. That's pretty much every scenario where you won't be able to do it with the crossbow or something goes wrong, but it's not too hard to fix. You just need to make sure you have a couple of extra grappling hooks to be able to get back up on your bird. And as you can see here, the bird was super bloody, and I thought I was going to tame it. This took me over 30 minutes of chasing the bird down, and I killed it. And the reason this happened was the Argent that I'm using has a ton of melee damage, and a couple times I let it get too close and it attacked it. So once you actually get one down, you're going to need Rex egg kibble, which is its preferred food of choice once you successfully actually tame one. And all the ingredients there in the bottom left hand corner, so you should be good to go with that. But I unfortunately just had to go and just find another one, knock it out successfully this time, and I tamed it. I just used Rexade kibble, so it tamed quite quickly. But as you can see, this bird is ginormous once you're actually standing next to it, especially compared to all the other flying animals in the game. So you can see the pterodons all the way in the far corner. Then we got the Tapahara that I tamed in the last video, and of course the Argentavis that I was using to take down this Quetzal. This thing is just absolutely ginormous, and it doesn't seem like that when you're trying to tame it, just because you're on another bird and you just don't really get the full feel of just how huge this thing is. I mean, just look how big the saddle is. This isn't even the platform saddle, this is the normal low-level saddle. And the cool thing about it is, even though it isn't the platform saddle, when you get off the bird, you're still standing on the saddle. You don't slide off of it like you do with a lot of other saddles in the game. So you're able to, while you're flying, actually stop riding it and you won't fall off. You'll be standing there, and therefore you'll be able to shoot off of it and then get back on it. And this thing is just so loud in the air, absolutely huge. The wingspan's ridiculous. But guys, really hope this guide helps you out, so subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.